Picture the last golf course you drove past. Rolling green fairways, a putting green smooth as a pool table. Not one dandelion, not one patch of crabgrass, from the first tee all the way to the back nine. Now picture your own front yard. Some clover creeping in by the driveway, crabgrass pushing up through the sidewalk crack. A few dandelions waving at you every time you pull in. So how does a place thousands of people walk across every week stay perfectly weed-free, while your yard turns into a weed buffet by the middle of June? It isn't money. It isn't some pro-only chemical locked in a shed you're not allowed near. It comes down to about $1 worth of prevention, and I'm going to show you exactly what that is. I've been cutting grass a long time, and for years I figured groundskeepers had access to something the rest of us didn't. Some special spray. Some product with a fence around it. Then I got to talking with a groundskeeper named Russ, who's kept a private course outside Charlotte, North Carolina, looking spotless for going on 22 years now, and the answer surprised me. Almost everything he does you can do in a normal yard, on a normal budget, with stuff off the shelf at any garden center. He just does it in a certain order, at a certain time. And that timing is the whole ball game. Let's kill the biggest myth first, because it's the one that keeps people from ever trying. Most of us assume a golf course looks that good because of a fortune spent on it. And sure, a championship course has a budget and a crew. I'm not pretending otherwise. But here's the detail almost everybody misses. The single most important thing keeping that course weed-free isn't expensive and isn't a secret. The exact same active ingredient is sitting on a shelf at your hardware store right now, in a bag that costs less than lunch for your family. One bag treats a big chunk of a normal yard, and it lasts for months. So the money isn't the secret. The equipment isn't the secret. The thing keeping a golf course clean is something you could put in your trunk this afternoon for pocket change. The difference between a green course and a weedy yard isn't the wallet. It's the approach. So what's the approach? One word: prevention. Here's the difference. When you and I spot a dandelion, we react. Grab the sprayer, hit it, feel good about it. Next week, 2 more pop up by the fence and we chase those too. All summer, we're playing whack-a-mole, reacting to weeds that are already there. A groundskeeper does the opposite. He doesn't wait for the weed to show up. He stops it before it's ever born. Here's something most people never learned. Crabgrass, clover, foxtail, most of what drives you crazy doesn't grow from a plant. It grows from a seed. Millions of them, sitting in your soil right now, waiting on the right soil temperature and a little sunlight. The groundskeeper knows those seeds are down there, so instead of fighting the grown weed, he goes after the seed before it ever wakes up. That's the dollar secret. It's called a pre-emergent. The name tells you everything. Pre meaning before. Emergent meaning before the weed emerges from the ground. You spread it before the weeds come up, water it in, and it settles into the very top layer of soil, forming a thin, invisible barrier. It doesn't touch your established grass at all. Your lawn keeps growing right through it. But when a weed seed tries to push a root up through that barrier, it stops cold. The seed just quietly gives up. That's the entire secret behind a weed-free golf course. Not a mystery chemical, not a rich man's budget. A bag of pre-emergent granules spread at the right time, so weeds never show up in the first place. Break it down over a typical yard, and you're talking $1 or $2 of actual product doing the heavy lifting. But here's the catch. A pre-emergent only works if you put it down before the weeds wake up. Miss the window by even a couple weeks, and the seeds have already sprouted. The barrier's useless because the weed's already above ground where it can't reach it. And that window isn't a date on a calendar. It's tied to soil temperature. Crabgrass seeds, for example, start waking up around 55 degrees soil temp, according to turf researchers at Purdue University. And that hits at a different week depending on where you live and what the spring is doing. Too early, it wears off before the seeds sprout. Too late, you've missed your shot for the whole season. Now, the pre-emergent is only the first layer. Here's where it gets good, because the rest of it costs nothing. Weeds need 2 things to sprout: the right temperature and a little sunlight. The pre-emergent handles seeds you can't see. The second line of defense handles the sunlight, and it's completely free. It's called density. Look close at a fairway, and the grass isn't just green, It's packed together so tight there's no bare ground anywhere. That matters because a weed seed can't sprout without sunlight hitting soil. Thick turf shades the ground, the seed sits in the dark, and never gets the signal to grow. Now think about the average yard. A thin spot by the mailbox. A bare patch under the shade tree. That strip along the driveway that gave up years ago. Every bare spot is an open invitation. In nature, bare soil never stays bare. Something's going to grow there, and if it's not your grass, it's a weed. So the goal, the same goal a groundskeeper chases every day, is a lawn so thick a weed has nowhere to move in. Which brings me to the biggest mistake I see homeowners make, and it quietly invites weeds in every single time they mow. Cutting the grass too short. There's a myth that cutting it low means less mowing and a golf course look. I get why people think that. Televised putting greens are shaved almost to the dirt. But a putting green is a special grass on special sand-based soil, babied by a full-time crew, mowed almost daily. That's not your yard, and it's never going to be, and that's fine. Look instead at the fairways and rough, the parts that are actually like a normal lawn. Those get cut much higher than people realize because taller blades shade the soil underneath. Shaded soil, no sunlight, no weeds. Scalp your lawn down short and you do the opposite. You expose bare dirt. The soil heats up, and crabgrass in particular loves that. You've rolled out the welcome mat yourself. For most common lawns, letting the grass sit around 3 to 3.5 inches does more to fight weeds than anything in a jug. Raise your mower deck a notch, and you've cut off the weed's sunlight without spending a dime. 2 more mowing habits worth mentioning quick. A sharp blade slices grass clean and it heals fast. A dull blade tears it, leaving a ragged, shredded tip. That's why your lawn looks gray or brown a day or 2 after mowing. Sharpen the blade a couple times a season. And the 1/3 rule. Never take off more than 1/3 of the grass height in one cut. Came back from vacation to a jungle? Take 1/3 off, wait a few days, take more. A groundskeeper lives by that rule, and it's a big part of why the turf stays even instead of stressed and patchy. Now let's talk water, because how you water might be working against you. Most folks water like they're watering a houseplant, a light 10 minutes every evening. Feels caring, but it's one of the worst things you can do. That light daily sip only ever touches the top inch of soil, so roots never dig down. They stay shallow, lounging in easy water right at the surface. A lawn with shallow roots is weak, and it browns the second it gets hot. And guess what loves that shallow, constantly damp topsoil? Weed seeds. A course waters the opposite way, deep and infrequent. Soak it good, then let it dry a few days before soaking again. The roots chase the water down, and you end up with a deep, strong root system that handles heat and crowds weeds out from below. Give your lawn a good long soak once or twice a week, early morning. Fewer waterings, deeper waterings. Here's something a groundskeeper understands that most homeowners never think about. On a course, they're not really growing grass. They're feeding the soil and letting the soil grow the grass. A weed is an opportunist. It moves in wherever the grass is too weak or hungry to compete. I'm not telling you to just dump fertilizer on your yard. Too much is as bad as too little, and it can burn your grass or feed the weeds right alongside it. The move that separates people who guess from people who get results is a soil test. A few dollars tells you exactly what your dirt's missing and what your pH is running. Grass likes a certain pH range, and outside that range your grass struggles while certain weeds actually prefer it. Moss taking over a patch, or one particular weed running the show, is usually the soil telling you something's off. 2 more things a course does every year that fill in the gaps, literally. First, aeration. Soil gets compacted over time, foot traffic, mowers, rain, gravity. Compacted soil is bad news. Roots can't spread, water can't soak in, air can't get down. Plenty of tough, tap-rooted weeds actually prefer that hard, compacted ground. A course pulls plugs of soil once or twice a year to loosen it up. You can rent a machine for a bigger yard or use a manual tool on a small one. Second, overseeding, right after aeration while the soil's loose and open. Grass thins out over the years like anything living does, and thin means gaps, and gaps mean an open door for weeds. Aerate and overseed once a year, usually fall for most lawns, and you're constantly filling those gaps with young, thick grass before a weed ever claims the spot. One more piece from the ground up: the right grass for where you live. A course doesn't throw down just any seed. They choose grass bred to grow thick and thrive in their specific climate. Up north, that's cool season grasses like fescue, ryegrass, or Kentucky bluegrass. Down south, warm season grasses like Bermuda, zoysia, or St. Augustine. Get that wrong and you're fighting with one hand tied behind your back all season. Get it right, and your lawn wants to be thick, which is half the weed battle won before you even start. Now let's be fair about why this doesn't get talked about much, because it's not some evil conspiracy. Think about how a typical lawn spray outfit makes its money, the big national chains included. They come spray the weeds that are already there, then come back in a few weeks and do it again. Reacting to visible weeds means regular visits, and regular visits mean a regular bill. There's no repeat sale in teaching you to prevent weeds so well you never need them again. The pre-emergent, the mowing height, the deep watering, the overseeding, none of it makes anybody a return customer. It just quietly fixes your problem for pennies and sends you on your way. Last thing, what about the weeds already up in your yard right now? A pre-emergent won't touch those. It only stops new seeds. For what's already up, spot treat. Notice I said spot, not blanket the whole yard. A groundskeeper walks the course, finds the few weeds that slipped through, and treats just those spots. Cheaper, safer for the good grass, better for the soil. Grab a small handheld sprayer, hit the dandelion or clover patch directly, leave the healthy turf alone, and let the thick lawn and pre-emergent handle the rest going forward. So let's put the whole season together. It starts with prevention, that dollar's worth of pre-emergent, laid down before the weeds ever wake up. Then density, a lawn so thick weeds have no room and no sunlight. Mow high with a sharp blade, water deep and infrequent, feed the soil, aerate and overseed to close the gaps, plant the grass that belongs in your climate. And for the stragglers, spot treat and move on. None of it's hard, none of it costs much, but it has to happen in the right order, at the right time, and that timing is what separates a lawn that just looks okay from one that turns heads. Remember that flawless course we started with? It was never magic, and it was never money. It was prevention, done in the right order, at the right time. And every bit of it works the same in your own front yard. Your pre-emergent window only comes around once a season. Miss it, and those weeds get another full year to dig in. Get your plan in place, and let's get your lawn looking like that golf course. I'll see you in the next one.